Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. This will be the third PowerPoint regarding Daniel Nemes. And I want to let you know I have put in the effort. I have put in hours of research. And I'm only a small channel. I'm not monetized yet. What makes my blood boil is this claim that Daniel Nemes invented a device called energy vision, and without checking sources, that he was a scientist working at CERN. Now, if you've watched my previous PowerPoints, you will know I've discredited all that. But obviously, there's a man in the photo. So who is he? So as I get to certain slides, I've got a lot of information and I will be stopping on those slides as I read the information that I've printed off. So let's start. Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. So I have been on a mission to find out who is this photo. Here's another photo of Daniel Nemes, and I'm not sure if it's Nemes or Nemes, being Spanish, but who cares anyway, because when you get, and please stay with me to the end, because we will find out exactly who this person is and the lies that you have been told, read, or watched. So, a quick summary from those PowerPoints. Multiple websites, usually paranormal, UFO blogs, all share the same portrait of Daniel Nemes or Nemes. I'm going to say Nemes. Sorry if it's mispronunciation. I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak. The only other language I speak is a little bit of German. So, this profile picture is everywhere on social media. Here's examples of the earliest part found as early as 2017, and I'm not even going to try. Las Clavier de Ministry blog, and the second one was Infinity Explorers, and the third suggestion is similar looking, but when I went there, Listel/MUBI, it's a movie place, and when I typed in Daniel Nemes or Nemes or whatever, no result. So this is the first blog found of Daniel Nemes or Nemes, inventor of energy vision. And you can see up there I've provided the website for you. I'll give you a minute to read it. This particular blog was very helpful, very telling. So This is one of the earliest blogs. It's in Spanish, and I did a screen shot. It says Energy Vision, a device capable of capturing beings from other dimensions, made of special lenses. You'll have to go to the blog to read it all. But the Energy Vision is spelt ENERGIVISION. That's the original spelling, and according to the post, it's simply a kaleidoscope effect that creates random images depending something on the area. Okay, reverse image search findings. Again, the same portrait is circulated on multiple paranormal sites. The earliest date back to that blog post and image galleries, 2017 to 2019 in some cases. The image is not tied to an academic or professional profile. I went to LinkedIn. I went to Yale. I went to CERN. And I went to the Madrid Astronomy Group. And variants of the portrait show up in different contexts. Tourist photos, image galleries, possible explanations, stock, archival photo, misattribution, an alias account, or manipulated composite. It could be even AI. And here's possible identity explanations. Stock like photo appropriated by content creators, different people, and several distinct portraits have been labeled Daniel Nemes or Nemes across sources. I'm going to call him Daniel Nemes, okay? A pseudonym, a person, a staged or alias, image, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, it could be an AI compositor manipulated image. Here's another website that I went to. This website again is in Spanish, and I translated it to English. It deals with the paranormal, and we'll get on to some of the screenshots of what it says about Daniel Nemes. It says that he's from Colombia and fascinated with science and delve into the realm of unseen dimensions. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's move on. He combined his knowledge of optics, mathematical principles, and the properties of light to make a groundbreaking device that he named, look at the spelling has changed, Energy Vision. This device, when used, blah blah, with specialized lenses and sunlight, purportedly enables him to photograph phenomena that originate from realms beyond our customary perception. Okay. And he goes, apparently, because his work got a lot of skepticism, he went to Facebook apparently to showcase all of his invention and what he captured. Again, I'll let you read that because I'm going to talk to you. The earliest confirmed Facebook posts that can be found under that narrative or re-uploads of his photos date from around 2017, not 2015, which suggests either the original account is gone or that the 2015 claim is an embellishment. The line or this writing is not written from Daniel Nemes himself. It is written in a third person by blog authors summarizing the story. The scientific community reference is rhetorical. There's no evidence of peer review, academic correspondence, or actual scientific discussion of energy vision in any known database. For example, Google Scholar, CERN, Open Data, ARXIV, or ResearchGate. So, this is another screenshot of that article. It says qualifications of his work extend beyond the realm of photography, blah, blah, blah. And it says if it could revolution scientifics and push the boundaries of human knowledge. Doesn't it sound like if I read that, I would be believing this. This is why I've gone down this massive rabbit hole to deliver to you, my audience, the truth. Let's move on. Here is the first blog, earliest image blog. I'll just give you a minute to look at it because it's quite long. I couldn't even. It's a blogger. Anyway, it's a blog. While you're looking on that screen, this is what I have found so far, evidence and sources. Number 1, Instagram, 21st of October 2021, where I reported the Spanish post with the description, the text describing Nemes. I'm going to have to try and read this. Madrileno radicado en Colombia. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. It's in Spanish, and it claims energy vision activity since 2013, which already is a red flag because we've just read an article that said he invented it in 2015. But here's a post in Instagram stating he invented it since 2013. That's the blog. That's the picture of him as you go to the blog. Now, many blogs and podcasts claim 2017 or since 2015. Several articles and podcast episodes assert a 2017 origin, or even say Nemes posted since 2015. Examples: Theories of the Third Kind podcast reference 2017, and Infinity Explorers repeats since 2015. Those are secondary sources repeating the claim, not primary evidence of posts from 2015/2017. Here's another blog where one of his pictures appeared. Now, number 3 is paranormal blogs and YouTube videos picked up and amplified the narrative across 2019 to 2025. Various YouTube videos and blogs. Many of these copy the same wording and images, which suggests chain reproduction rather than independent discovery. Here's another blog that you can go to. Number 4 is this no archival proof of 2015/2017 posts found. I could not locate independently archived pages, Wayback snapshots, or index photos dated 2015 to 2017 that actually shows Nemes posting images then. The sites claiming those earlier dates do not cite archival links. While you look at this picture that I found on blog that was claimed to be captured with energy vision, I'll just read a bit more. The assessment interpretation. The simplest, best supported timeline right now. Claims and images appear on social media by at least October 2021. Let's look at another one of his pictures. And it was gradually amplified by blogs and podcasts from 2022 to 2025. Later sensationalized by larger channels with added claims like CERN, dark matter, 2015 origin, etc. Here's another one of his pictures. The repeated since 2015 or 2017 statements appear to be back-filled details used to make the story seem more older or credible. They are claims repeated across outlets, not primary evidence, so treat them as unverified. Here is another one of the so-called images from that blog. Another one. So I took all these from that blog. another one. Please stay with me because we are going to get to the truth. Here is another one of the images, so-called caught with a so-called device called energy vision, which does not exist. Now, I got a lead on that blog when I found a picture. If you can see down the bottom in the right corner, Juraz, I'm not pronouncing that right, JurazTimes.com. Can you see? JUAREZ Times.com, which seemed to indicate that this is a newspaper. And I thought, yes, I've got a lead, a newspaper. So maybe there really is a Daniel Nemes, and maybe my last two PowerPoints I was wrong, and this newspaper has interviewed him. Well, let's see what I found. I went to that, tried to get into that link, but it said it didn't support a secure location and a connection, and I don't want to put any malware or viruses on my computer, thanks. So here we are, some narratives in the energy vision law reference. Juderis, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish and I cannot pronounce that, but they mention it's in an article supposedly interviewing Daniel Nemes about photographing interdimensional beings. However, I could not locate any archived version of that site or that article. The claim is likely BS. Let's continue. Now, the actual paper does exist, but the alleged Nemes, however you pronounce his name, has been either removed or never published, or published under a different URL title that is hard to find. Another possibility, the name of the paper was used in reposts to lend credibility so that, the Times spoke with Nemes even if the site didn't. This adds to the fact it's a myth. Let's continue. I again went further. I could not find any article on that website that mentions Daniel Nemes or energy vision or says interdimensionales. Yet, multiple social posts claim that the Juraz Times published an item about Nemes or Nemes, whatever, and Facebook referenced it. The Juraz Times site public pages and archives contain no verifiable matching article. So the reference is currently unverified. It may never have existed, or it may be under a different title. Here's the search queries I used at that site. I used energy vision, interdimensionales, returned no matches on that domain. There's no archived snapshot, and the web search of the Times and Daniel Nemes only is found on social platforms. And that the fact that this newspaper covered the story, but nobody has linked it to a live news article. So, just a bit of a revision. In the first blog, there was a claim that this newspaper interviewed Daniel Nemes about his discovery of an energy vision, and they labeled him a scientist. Okay. Explanations. The article either never existed and the name was used by reposting users, or it did exist but was removed, deleted by the site, and wasn't archived by Wayback Machine or similar services. It was published under a different title, spelling, subdomain that's not indexed, although I tried common variants. Okay. Conducting an in-depth search using various keywords such as Daniel Nemes, energy vision, interdimensionals, I found no archived or live articles on that newspaper site. This suggests that the article never existed on their platform, or it was removed without being archived or published under a different title or URL that is not indexed. As I said, I did deeper and deeper digs and kept going back and forward on this website, so I was very, very thorough. The article, so there's no mention of Daniel Nemes, while several social blogs claim that this news article was about him. We couldn't find anything. I couldn't find, which raises the possibility that the article was fabricated or misattributed, or published on a different platform or under a different name. So, this picture is common. It's a picture of Daniel Nemes, and the image has just been copied from one post to another. The person in this photo is either someone else entirely, perhaps an actor or a stock photo model. And to get more information, it's challenging to definitely identify the individual in the picture. So I said that the photograph is obviously that's someone's identity, but it's not Daniel Nemes. So this photograph is the one that everyone uses and copies. The exact identity of the person in the photograph remains unclear. Just before I move on, if you are a professional, you are found in LinkedIn. I'm found in LinkedIn. There is no Daniel Nemes in LinkedIn. Let's continue. So I said, could the man in the photo be a real Daniel Nemes pretending to be a scientist? And unlikely. If someone actually was a real scientist or physicist but used a pseudonym, online there would be traces like LinkedIn, patents, academic papers, conferences, and at least some local media coverage. I checked LinkedIn, I checked CERN, I checked the Madrid Astronomical Group, and not one of those sites connects a real Daniel Nemes to the picture or persona. So it makes it more probable that it is a misattributed identity rather than a clever scientist hiding behind a fake photo. So this is just a repeat. I said, if I put it this way and said, if my photo was circulating on the internet and a big story next to it saying, and I was given some other name and this big story, I'd come forward and say, hey, that's a picture of me. Or I would own it, So this is why we believe that this is just a random or stock image and just given the name Daniel Nemes. So it could be a real person, but it's not Daniel Nemes. I've just told you that. That's exactly the pattern that we see in internet mythology. The longer no one comes forward to claim that that picture is them, shows that it's very unlikely it's a real person pretending to be something or do something clever. Social media reposts, blogs, and YouTube videos often recycle these photos without verification. This explains why the same portrait keeps appearing in Daniel Nemes' /Energy Vision. No one has claimed it is their photo. And before I move on, all articles that have been written have not been written in a style. So say I had invented something, I would write about it. There is no record of Daniel, writing it in the first person. All blogs have been written in the third person. So, the photo is almost certainly not the real Daniel Nemes, and it's highly unlikely that it's a scientist hiding behind a false persona. It's more consistent with typical viral content, a random stranger's photo, possibly a stock image, misattributed to a fictional story. So, what can we learn from Jem spending, this is the third day now, to do these 3 PowerPoints? I have put in, close to 20 hours of research. And when I first heard of Daniel Nemes, I heard it on YouTube from a channel that's got thousands of subscribers. Yes, it's a paranormal/conspiracy channel. And I tell you, I wanted to believe I was going to do videos of Daniel Nemes. I thought, what a great story. You know, the scientist at CERN and has discovered, because I do believe CERN is opening up portals, and I do believe in interdimensional beings, but this, my sweet friends, is a hoax. And that makes me so angry, because there are so many channels larger than mine that are monetized. And that means every time you watch them, they get paid. And they're telling you BS. They're not checking their stories. They're just getting clicks and views for sensational claims. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary proof. I have spent 3 days now on showing you there is no Daniel Nemes. And as for energy vision, no. There are photos which look, or images that look like a Rorschach or Carillion type of photography, but that's nothing new. That's been around in psychiatry since, I don't know, as I told you in the first PowerPoint I took a Rorschach test. All right. Thank you very much if you stayed this long with me. I appreciate every one of you. And I want you to know that I will never make up a story for clicks and views. I have ethics, and even if that means I will never be a big channel, never monetized, I will be honest to you. You deserve that, and you deserve that from any YouTube channel you're watching. So always question. Like I said, when I heard this story, I wanted to believe it. I did believe it. I thought, great, I'm going to do a great video. Instead, it's taken me down a rabbit hole to find out that, 1, Daniel Nemes did not work at CERN. 2, Daniel Nemes was not part of the Madrid astronomical group. 3. Daniel Nemes does not exist. It is pure invention. Please drop a comment. Have you heard or seen this story on any social platform? And this will be the last of the series. I think I've covered it well. I think I checked my sources, and as I said, I would like to believe it's true, but it isn't. Please be kind to each other and to yourselves. Love, light, and blessings, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.